that is affecting businesses. We're speaking with Kishor M. He is the founder and director of Commodities Capital International. Kishor, nice to have you in the program.
Thank you.
First of all, record levels, uncharted territory, $7,800 per ton. Is it basically reflective of the demand for the metal?
Absolutely. There's definitely a strong demand globally, particularly from countries like China, India. Japan is recovering. Manufacturing is getting better in the United States. So there are global reasons for the rise in the price of copper.
Insatiable appetite, as you say, particularly from mainland China. But they're trying to slow down growth to about 8% this year. Could this affect copper prices and demand for copper?
Not really. If you see, there's also production problems in countries, major producing countries like Chile, in Mexico. And so I think that they are trying to look at slowing down the growth, but there are genuine production problems. Plus there's increased demand in industrial, automobile and construction areas. So I don't think that a little bit of slowdown will bring down the prices.
So the demand for copper is basically across all sectors. But who is basically pushing up the price? Are they the industrial traders or the financial traders, the hedge fund managers, right, like yourself?
Definitely it's heyday for hedge fund managers like us. But I think initially it was the commercials, which is the industrial producers. They were rising the prices. There was a genuine reason for it to go up. I think the hedge funds, and not only the hedge funds, even the pension funds have decided to diversify their portfolio and move from traditional asset class like stock and bonds and diversify into commodities. And that's the reason why a huge capital is flowing into this particular new asset class, which is commodities.
But to smoothen out this volatility in the copper market, right, is this why we're seeing the London Metal Exchange increasing the margins for the metal?
You see, the London Metal Exchange has just come out with some very interesting data, and they've said that the inventory levels available with the London, Shanghai, and the New York COMEX all combined, inventory levels is just for 3.5 days of global demand.
3.5 days?
Yes, and that's a very interesting number which they've come out with. And they have to increase the margins because they want to make sure that these rise in prices is, they want to curb the speculation. They may not be able to eliminate it, but definitely they'll be able to...
So with supply at just 3.5 days, could we see copper prices rising from these record levels of 7,800 per ton?
If you look at the copper prices, the current month versus the future months, there's something called as backwardation, which means that if the current prices are higher than the future prices, there's a strong demand for copper now, and people are just buying copper at no matter what prices.
At no matter what prices. So what is the view right now of Commerce Capital International? Where do you see copper prices briefly?
We definitely see in the short to near term the prices going up.
Any level?
At least crossing 8,000 levels.
Kishor M. from Commerce Capital International. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you so much.